What goes into designing a piece of jewelry that not only adorns a Bond girl, but really sets the tone of a subplot through not just one, but two James Bond films? This is all about the Sophie Harley Algerian Love Knot. Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. We are going back to 2006 to talk about Casino Royale, and we're going to be focusing on something that you'd think that we've talked about before. We had an old video, it went off air, and we're resuscitating it because it's an incredible piece. It is the Sophie Harley Love Knot, the Algerian Love Knot that you see not just in Casino Royale, but also in Quantum of Solace as well. It's that representation of a connection between Bond and Vesper. It's a little bit of a manifesto in jewelry form, but it's an incredible story that Sophie Harley has that I think it's worth telling. And she's actually embarked beyond the Love Knot itself. We're going to take a peek at some of those other beyond those moments in a second. But first, let's go back to the design.
It's an Algerian love knot.
Really? Thought it was just something pretty.
No, you didn't.
Mathis needs me. Good night. Congratulations again.
So one of the incredible aspects of the story is that when Eon first got in touch with Sophie, they were aware of her design. She has this interesting mix of ancient designs, like an Algerian love knot, which is ancient, and modernizing it, creating her own thumbprint, using her own DNA on it. And that's exactly what she did. They gave her some specific ideas on what to create, but then from there, they really took it into the direction that Sophie wanted to do. So I'm going to get up close, and these are designs, prints actually, of designs that Sophie was working with. And you can almost imagine some of the incredible thinking that she was doing in putting all of these together. These are just some of her notes, hidden loop, set the stone, putting this all together. And as you may know, there's a lot of different components to this love knot. So these are just some of her incredible drawings. A lot of you have never seen these. These are on kind of a beautiful parchment, but you can see that, the way that she creates wings and designs and cherubs and all these pieces together. Look at this. You can see some of the design of the earrings, for example. We're going to get some close-ups of these in a second, but what was amazing was, I love this story because Sophie really took the idea of Vesper as an incredible and strong Bond woman and said, I've got to create a connection here, something where Bond is tied, literally, in a love knot to this connection. She had no idea, of course, that it was also going to be seen, used, connected to part of the subplot, and not just Casino Royale, but also Quantum of Solace. So that was an absolute bonus that this really came to be. And don't forget, this was not just about the necklace, it was about the earrings and other accoutrements, to the point where Sophie actually came out with an entire love knot collection. Now, she may have updated these catalogs. These were mine from before, but let's take a look at this up close. The Algerian Love Knot, it's intriguing, it's slightly mysterious. It's worn on the neck with a triple strand chain which drops down from the knot. So let's take a look at those details. This is the case that it comes in, and you can see that it's that 3 strands. We're going to take a really good look at it from here. It complements Eva Green's enigmatic and seductive beauty and perfectly taps into this autumn red lip femme fatale look that we have right here. Now, as seen on the beautiful Evergreen, Casino Royale features a sentimental subplot involving Vesper Lynd and her Algerian Love Knot. Amazing. Very cool. The special piece of jewelry steals the show. It's created from twisted gold, silver rings, multi-layered chains, and featuring Sophie's signature wing heart clasp. The necklace bears the hallmarks of Sophie's inspiration. Ancient symbols and motifs allude to the mysterious mythology of storytelling and is thus perfected for the mix of action, intrigue, and you guessed it, romantic subplots. So what does that all mean? Well, let's take a good close-up look of the actual love knot. You can see how it hangs. So if we go in close, we can actually take a look at the back of this, and you're going to see the clasp that we were just talking about here. Take a look at this. First of all, you can get in here and you can see this winged heart clasp. That is a sign of Sophie Harley. You can see these smaller hearts here as well. Really cool felt, kind of foam felt backing. But look at this, where it attaches here, that is pure Sophie Harley. And you can see we are matching perfectly the beautiful, beautiful love knot here. I'll just lay it down. Now, usually I have it decorating and adorning the neck of my wonderful mannequin there. But we're actually going to come down here and show you that Sophie Harley doesn't just stop with these. No, it actually moves on from here. So let's take a look at what we have in the box. What's in the box? So if we open it, we see the earrings. Now these are the earrings that you see. We're going to swing back over here that Evergreen is wearing. Again, these are made by Sophie Harley. You can see the heart and the details and the stones and the attention to detail. Really beautiful. These nice boxes that they come in, etc. Really beautiful. But that's not where the mystery ends. Because the reality is, if you're going to deal with Vesper, you're going to know that you're going to want to capture some of Sophie Harley's magic as well. So if we open this box, this was sent by Sophie herself, and I'm trying to do this one-handed. Not very easy. But if we look in here, here are some incredible pieces if you want to capture that look, but you're a gentleman. Like, for example, this lapel pin. That is the love knot that you see here in a miniature form, in a male form, and that can go on the lapel, made out of silver, absolutely beautiful. But check this out, a silver necklace. I love this thing. I want to get to a place where you can actually see this pretty well. But take a look at this. Again, it's got that Sophie Harley winged heart look, but it's also got the love knot on a man's chain. And I've worn this, and it is really cool. I mean, it's a great way to kind of show off the love knot, the connection, the appreciation to these two movies, but in a more masculine form. You can put it on. And if that's not going to do it, if you want to get a little bit more dressed up, you could go in this direction. So these are really cool. You'll love this. Look at that. We've got cufflinks. Love knot cufflinks. So she's really thought of everything, whether you're a gentleman, making to look a connection to Sophie Harley and that Bond look. Little something avant-garde. Again, you got ancient and modern, but then you've got the more traditional things like the love knot necklace, as well as the earrings, depending on what your cup of tea is. But all of them harken back, if you notice, we are playing with everything here, to the amazing designs, the connection point that Sophie really created in all of her amazing pieces that you see here right now. Of course, nothing's better than putting the Algerian Love Knot in its proper place on Vesper's dress. One of my favorite displays. Not all of you have a dress and a mannequin to put it on, but again, I have to tell you, it's really choice. It looks the part on this, but if you want to display it down in its case, you can do that as well. So, we love these stories, right? These are success stories, they're Bond stories, they're Bond girl, they're indelible memories connected to us, to one of our favorite James Bond films. The Love Knot and what Sophie Harley designed is going to be one of those things that really goes down even 50 years from now as, okay, that is a Bond connection. It's like Tracy's ring from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. When people see it, they think of James Bond. It brings them right back to that scene when Vesper's touching the necklace, or when Bond drops it in the snow at the end of Quantum of Solace. It's the last image you see in Quantum of Solace. But the story, the journey, the experience is almost as interesting as the piece itself. Well, hopefully you know a little bit more about the Algerian Love Knot as seen in these two movies, and this has been David Zaritsky. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Oh, hey, you're still here. I didn't even know. You listen, while you're here, if you want, so I would actually go to this button right here and click on it, because then you actually subscribe to our vlogs. It's amazing. You get to see all the upcoming stuff first. You get notifications. It screams at you while you're at work. It's absolutely amazing. Just click on this button, hit subscribe, just move your cursor, move.